some secrets were never meant to be found. We found them anyway. This is one of them. You know, when you think of Kansas, you probably picture cornfields, maybe the Wizard of Oz. You don't usually picture a small, unassuming white house that holds a story so dark it's made grown men cry and even bleed on camera. But that's exactly what we're talking about today. The infamous Sallie House in Atchison, Kansas. So, let's set the scene. It's the early 1990s. A young couple, Tony and Deborah Pickman, move into this cute little house, excited to start their life together. They're expecting their first child. It seems perfect. But almost immediately, things start getting weird. The lights flicker on and off. Their dog barks and growls at empty corners of the house. Objects move on their own. At first, they try to explain it away. Faulty wiring, old house settling, you know the drill. But then, things escalate. Specifically, they escalate around Tony. The activity seemed to center on him, and it wasn't friendly. They would hear disembodied voices, loud bangs, and then came the physical attacks. Tony started getting scratched. Long, deep, angry scratches that would appear out of nowhere on his back, his chest, his arms. Imagine sitting on your couch, watching TV, and suddenly feeling a burning sensation, only to look down and see 3 bloody claw marks raking across your skin. That was Tony's reality. So who or what was doing this? The Pickmans, desperate for answers, started digging into the house's history. They learned that a doctor had once lived and practiced medicine there. And the legend goes that one of his patients was a little girl named Sallie. She was brought in with severe abdominal pain, which the doctor suspected was appendicitis. He prepped her for emergency surgery right there in the house, but she was terrified. The story says that he started the incision before the anesthesia had fully taken effect. The little girl, Sallie, died on that operating table, her last moments filled with terror and agonizing pain, staring at the man she thought was trying to hurt her. This is where it gets chilling. The Pickmans believed the spirit in their house was this little girl, Sallie. But why was she so violent, especially towards Tony? The theory is that Sallie, in her ghostly form, saw Tony and was somehow confused. She saw a grown man and projected her fear and anger from her final moments onto him, mistaking him for the doctor who caused her so much pain. The spirit of a playful little girl was there, sometimes leaving toys out. But there was also this angry, violent presence that seemed hell-bent on tormenting Tony. The activity got so bad, so undeniably real, that paranormal investigators started flocking to the Sallie House. And this is where it gets famous. A TV show, Sightings, came to investigate in the mid-90s, and they captured what is now one of the most compelling pieces of paranormal evidence ever filmed. During the investigation, Tony is sitting in a chair, talking about his experiences. The crew is filming. Suddenly, Tony flinches in pain. He lifts his shirt, and there, appearing on his stomach as the camera rolls, are fresh, red, bloody scratches. A grown man bleeding on national television, with no one and nothing around to have caused it. This wasn't a story anymore. It was happening right in front of them. The psychic with the crew claimed to feel the presence of a woman, not a little girl, who was angry and protective of Sallie, lashing out at Tony. After years of physical torment and psychological terror, the Pickmans finally moved out. They couldn't take it anymore. But the story doesn't end there. The house is now a hotspot for paranormal tourism. Ghost hunters from all over the world spend the night hoping to communicate with Sallie. and many leave with their own terrifying stories. They report being pushed, scratched, having their hair pulled, and capturing EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, of a little girl's voice and something far more sinister. So, is it the ghost of a terrified little girl? A protective mother figure? Or something else entirely? Something darker that just uses the story of Sallie as a mask? The Sallie House remains one of America's most active and aggressive hauntings. It's a place where the veil between our world and the next seems to have been torn, leaving behind a legacy of fear, pain, and one very famous, very chilling question. Why did this Kansas home make a grown man bleed on camera? And what would it do to you?
If you enjoyed this story, hit like, follow the channel, and share with that brave friend or coward friend so they can suffer along with you. In the comments, tell me, what would you do in this situation? Until next time, if you survive.